Bruno Fernandes hints at thinking about leaving Man United after Euro 2024, and says they have to want me in bombshell statement as club prepare fire sale with only 3 stars safe. Manchester United are planning a major overhaul in the summer. Bruno Fernandes has hinted he could consider a shock exit from Manchester United just a day after reports suggested the club were open to sell the majority of their squad in a drastic overhaul this summer. Erik ten Hag won the Carabao Cup and led United to 3rd place in his debut season in the Premier League, but has endured a nightmare second campaign at Old Trafford. United are marooned in 6th place on the league table, were dumped out of the Champions League in the group stage, and their defence of the League Cup ended prematurely. Ten Hag's men reached the FA Cup final for the 2nd consecutive season after surviving a major scare against Coventry, but their chances of upsetting Manchester City in a repeat of last season's showpiece appear remote. The club captain, Fernandes, has been one of the few positive notes in an otherwise dismal campaign, scored 15 goals in 45 appearances in all competitions and setting up a further 11. The Portuguese is under contract at Old Trafford until the end of the 2025-26 season. United have an option to extend the deal by a further 12 months, and is broadly seen as one of United's cornerstones. But Fernandes appeared to cast doubts over his permanence at United, which he joined from Sporting Lisbon in January 2020, and insisted he needed to feel wanted at Old Trafford. "I'm not thinking about other things at the moment," he told DAZN Portugal on Tuesday. "Obviously, it doesn't just depend on me, does it? A player always has to want to be here, but at the same time, you have to want him to stay. At the moment, I feel there's that on both sides." The Portugal international, however, noted any discussion over his future would have to wait until after the Euros. "I'm not thinking too much about the future, not least because, obviously, this season hasn't been at the level I'd hoped for. Either individually or collectively, so far," he explained. "We could still end the season by winning the FA Cup. After that, we have a very important Euros coming up, so, if you want me to be very honest, if I have to think about not continuing in the Premier League, it won't be until after the Euros, because nothing will be able to take my focus away from the FA Cup final and the Euros, as there's nothing more important than that at the moment." His comments came barely 24 hours. Reports suggested INEOS, who have taken control of football operations at Old Trafford following Sir Jim Ratcliffe's 25% takeover earlier this year, were preparing a ruthless clear-out, according to the Telegraph. Ratcliffe and incoming CEO Omar Barada are prepared to be brutal with potential outgoings at the end of the season, especially with United restricted due to the Premier League spending rules. Just 3 players, Kobbie Mainoo, Alejandro Garnacho and Rasmus Højlund, have been spared from the chopping block, with United open to offers for Marcus Rashford, according to the BBC. Meanwhile, it would take a major offer for United to even consider parting ways with Fernandes.